Hello everyone, my name is Douglas Jennings, and this is part 3 of the hashtag WTFU, and quite recently we've had, I saw a video by Shado, shout out to him. His channel link will be in the description. He makes really great reviews. He goes a little bit more in depth than some other reviewers on the internet, and it's clip-based. So, you know, it's kind of the same style as Nostalgia Critic. Probably not the same budget as Nostalgia Critic, but he works really hard on these videos. So, props to Shado. And recently, he pointed out a flaw in the WTFU system. I'm going to bring up my laptop up here because we were having a discussion on the subject. And what he points out is that this would, our campaign would only put a band-aid, as he says in the video. Also have his video in the description if you want to watch it. But essentially, he says that this plan of only trying to resolve this issue would only be temporary. And I asked him what his plans were, because he wasn't going to fully reveal it in the video. He wanted to try to get Doug Walker to talk to from Nostalgia Critic, and I'm going to spread this around to him as well. But here's what he says. So, my ideas for a plan of action, so to speak, are outlined in my creator's rights. Firstly, unify, promote, and rally the video. Pretty much, it's a tough, long battle, but if creators stood together on this, lawyered up to bring the grievances to our respective governments, and had a good PR campaign to have the public at large on our side, we could pass legislation to protect creators from many of the issues we are currently facing. So I'm going to pause here real quick. I do agree with you, Decker, with lawyering, but that takes a real amount of time and money. You gotta try to convince mostly 75% of the entire, legal base. You have to try to convince 75% of all lawyers in every country to try to rally behind this, or at least 65%, which is hard, but I think we could do it if we had enough people that are willing to back you up. I agree with that. We do need to have some big lawyers with us. Like, have the... this is probably my idea. It may not reflect your idea, Decker, but, have like a great lawyer, and have us all unify, team up, and then lawyer with that lawyer. So it'd be YouTube creators versus Google. Or YouTube creators versus, the entertainment industry. I don't know. That's just what I'm probably seeing. I don't know. What are your responses to that? Let's see. Long battle, but if creators stood together on this, yeah. We do need. I agree, Decker. We do need to stick together on this. And with this hashtag, we are getting back together. We're standing together. And I think what you really are trying to say is that we need to take it one step further, and I agree. I fully agree with that. Let's see. Yeah. And as far as trying to convince the public of this situation, that's a little bit of a trickier thing, because I was discussing this with my relatives, because I've had 4 copyright claims on my channel. One of them has since dropped. So it's down to 3. But they're like, yeah, whatever. They don't see it as this huge issue. So I think what needs to happen is, we need to try to get onto the national media about this. Now, say what you will about the national media right now, it is terrible, but I think if you go on a show like The Daily Show, where you have a lot of people already watching it to get interested in politics, I think if you bring up the issue of this to, say, Trevor Noah or John Oliver, already right now more people trust them more than the national media. This would bring more wildfire to this situation. I don't know what you think of that. I think it would be a probably good idea, because at least it would bring more people into this discussion. And as you say, we need more people on the outside to rally against these companies as well. Alright, okay. Waking up one day to find our channels nuked with no warning, having our revenue siphoned away by false claims that have no responsibility to prove validity before taking the ad revenue, and all the power in choosing how long we have to wait to get our monetization back. Yeah, I agree, Decker. I think we can all agree that people who siphon money through putting their ads onto our videos is pretty much criminal. And that's the same thing as pirating, in a sense. You know what's funny, Decker, is the fact that, you know, I found this funny. You know, the same industry that is so against pirating, they're pirating themselves. Only instead of the content, they're siphoning the money itself. So it's kind of funny, but it does need to be addressed. It does. Let's see. I mean, our revenue siphon away. Yeah. I agree. They do need to face some sort of repercussions. These companies who put false DMCAs on our channels. I think we could all agree in this new movement that, you know, these companies do need to face repercussions. But what kind of repercussions would it be then? I mean, I would say a fine and not really sentencing, because that would be way too far. I do think that monetization needs to be turned back to the creator, and the money that they stole needs to be put back to them. As I think that is fair. But if it's a false DMCA and they don't put ads on it, but they got a strike, what would be the punishment then? That's my question to you, because I don't have a solid answer on my end for that. Obviously, things need to be examined closely and worded carefully if we're going the law route, but it would mean we couldn't just lose the protections at a whim by Google via patch notes, and it doesn't matter which company is doing the hosting, all would need to abide by the provisions. Let's see. Obviously, things need to be examined closely and work carefully. Yeah. You know, yes, things are going to need to be worded carefully, because just like with the Constitution and just like with, you know, religious texts and books even video games and movies, as with anything, you need to word it carefully. And you also need to not make it vague. That's what we need to focus on too, is that we need to avoid vague wording, like, you know, I can't come up with a vague word. I'm just a little bit boggled out of my mind. I'm still in college. You know, I just got done with a whole term of legal jargon for the entertainment industry, and I just can't think of anything vague. Let's see, worded carefully. Yeah, we get that. Okay, if we're going the law route, yeah, I do think that we do need to go through the law route, because I don't think it. I think I agree with you when you say that we need to go in the law route instead of doing it from a corporate route. We need to take it as a law route. And, you know, we've already had a case like this with Lentz versus Universal, with the 29-second bouncing baby dancing to the, what was it, a Drake song? No, Prince. It was Prince. You know, and they said that they have to consider fair use. I think that's the vague thing that you're trying to point out here, is the vagueness of what is supposed to be fair. I think we need to actually put it in the books of what is fair use. And even, you know, they already defined what is supposed to be fair, but it's still vague. it's still vague. So I guess we could go through the legal route. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say, Decker. I agree. And I'll pass this video along with your video to Doug Walker. Well, hopefully tell Doug Walker, because he's on Twitter. I'm friends with him on Twitter. So we'll see if we can get you in contact with him. He's going to be at several cons in the next couple months, so it's going to be a little bit harder for you to try to catch up with him, unless you're on social media. So, anyways, thanks for directly talking with me, Decker. I enjoy your show. I enjoy what you do. It's funny. I laugh a lot. But yeah, peace out, Cub Scouts.